In this video, we are going to look at different types of sex addictions. We have up to 6 types of sex addictions. The number 6 being the most popular one that almost everybody involved in it without knowing it. Now, what is sex addictions? Sex addictions, we can define sex addiction as compulsive sexual behavior. When we say compulsive, we mean irresistible, something that you do it irresistibly, or we can define it as being hypersexuality. And it can manifest in any form. It can interfere with your mental character, it can interfere with your physical activities. Now, let's look at types of sexual addictions. Then after looking at the sexual addiction, the types, then we are going to look at the possible solution of this. The first amongst the 6 is fantasy addictions. When we say fantasy, it has to do with the imaginations. This kind of people, their mind is being preoccupied by sexual fantasies. They just imagine how they extract sexual pleasure by just imaginations. And it can interfere with their mental activities, it can interfere with their daily activities. So when you find yourself among these, when you see yourself driving sexual activity or driving sexual pleasure by just imagination, you are under this category of what? Sexual addictions. Number 1 is fantasy addiction. The number 2 is voyeuristic addiction. When we say voyeuristic, has to do with the people that drive sexual gratifications by seeing or by looking at other people involved or engaged themselves in doing the sexual acts, or by what? By peeping. People that are tend to be peeping. When people are doing their stuff, then you are the other side trying to look at them what they are doing. So people of this nature, they are categorized under voyeuristic behavior or voyeuristic sex types. Is exhibitionist addiction. Exhibitionist addictions, this kind of people like exposing their nakedness to their appropriate ways. For instance, you are together with somebody, or you are together with somebody you are talking, let's say a different sex. You are talking on a serious matter, then she tends to expose her nakedness just for you to attract you towards that area in an appropriate way. So this kind of people, they are categorized under exhibitionists. They like showing their nakedness in a non-consensual, in a way that is not appropriate. That is to say, they expose their nakedness in a way that is not appropriate. As I give example, you are sitting with somebody, or you are doing a serious business with somebody, and that person takes advantage to expose his or her nakedness just for him to be attracted towards your genital area. So if you find yourself among this category of people, you are under exhibitionist sex addicts. The next being anonymous encounter addicts. Anonymous here means you first sight somebody and you develop a sexual urge towards that person. Hopefully this thing occurs mostly in clubs or online. But may seeing somebody for the first time, then you develop a sexual behavior or develop a sexual interest towards that person. And this mostly happens with strangers. I've never seen you before, but for the first time I see you, then I started feeling sexual urge with you. Most men have that kind of behavior. We call it anonymous sex addicts. So if you see yourself under developing sexual addiction with somebody that you've never seen before, you've never known him before, either online or offline, but by mercy here for the first time, and you started having sexual urge towards that person, you are categorized under anonymous sex addicts. So when you look at these 4, then let's go to the number 5. As I told you, the number 6 is almost everybody doing that without knowing it. The number 5 is what? It's relationship has to do with the relations. This one is self-explanatory. It's relations. When you are together with somebody that is, you are very related in not family relation, but it's in terms of relationship, whether boyfriend or girlfriend, and you tend to go into intimate sex addiction. It's under this category. But the last one is a cyber sex addict. When we say cyber, has to do with what? Has to do with the internet. These kind of people, they have compulsive searching of internet just for gratification of sex, just for them to satisfy their sexual urges by mere seeing pictures, by mere seeing pornography, by mere seeing people going nakedness on internet. So you can find this kind of people in a chat group, something that has to do with the sex. You can see them in video related websites that has to do with the sex. You can see them in any platform that promotes this kind of behavior. Most people, you'll see them there. This kind of people, you see them there trying to see or trying to watch the video, trying to see the picture. So these are the 6 category of people that are being classified as sex addicts. When we say sex addict, we mean hyper compulsive or hypersexuality. When we say hypersexuality, we mean compulsive sexual behavior, irresistible, something that you cannot resist it. I have an urge to go and commit sex, to go and perform sex. If I cannot resist that urge, definitely I am sex addict. I'm not saying I am sex addict though. If you cannot resist your sex behavior, sex urges, whatever thing you feel like having sex and you go and have it, or whatever thing you feel like doing, this one of these 6 category, you are sex addict. So let's look at how we can manage sex addicts. I don't want this video to be too long, but let's briefly look at them, how we can manage sex addicts. Let me read it from my phone, because this has to do with the remedy. One has to take it very seriously. Seeking, as you can see from the screen, seeking professional help, therapy. You have to seek professional. It involves yourself. It involves you, the subject. You have to prepare your mind, and it involves therapists, and it involves support group. Yourself, the therapist, and the support group. When we say yourself, you as an individual, the therapist as a professional, then support group, people with the same kind of mind come together, share ideas, and try to iron things out. Now, so let's look at the therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy helps identify and changes harmful thought patterns that triggers addictions. Cognitive has to do with the mind. Behavioral change of therapy has to do with to change your thinking from that angle to another. There are specialists on that, and they have trauma therapy addresses underlying trauma, which often a root cause of addiction. This has to do with maybe there are specialists on trauma. It has to do with the accident or something that hits your head and it makes you to behave like that. So there are consultants, there are people that are specialized in tracing whether you have kind of trauma issues, that trace it and tackle it appropriately. Sex addiction therapies, there are therapies that will target some specific issues that makes you to behave like that, behave that way, and try to divert you from frequent doing that. There are therapies, and medication can be given sometimes, like antidepressant, hormone stabilizer, to get rid of this kind of. Last but not the least, in terms of this, is to join support group. As I told you, this has to do with the amalgamations. Come together, people with the same kind of behavior come together. When you come together, then share ideas, and someone will tell you how he passes this stage and where he is now. So these are the 6 addictions. These are the 6 kind of addiction and how you can manage it. Remember, this is a channel that has to do with the health and health related issues. If you are first time of coming to my channel, please consider subscribing. Support by subscribing, by commenting, and by sharing. Like and share. Remember, your health is your wealth. Thank you.